Kamath revealed that he suffered a mild stroke just 6 weeks ago that grabbed headlines. This when many youngsters below the age of 40 are suffering from strokes. What could be the possible reason? How can you avoid a stroke? My colleague Sneha Mordani breaks down in this report.
CEO of Zerodha, Nitin Kamath, has taken to Twitter saying that he had a mild stroke due to stress, poor sleep and has been exhausted for weeks now. Taking the internet by surprise, he said he suffered a stroke 6 weeks ago and is now on the road to recovery. But many wondered what could have possibly gone wrong given that Kamath is known for his love for fitness. A stroke occurs when the blood supply to the brain is hampered or disrupted, which essentially means that the oxygen supply and supply of nutrients to the brain is disturbed as well. The classical symptoms of a stroke are numbness and paralysis on one side of the body, severe headache, weakness, inability to balance oneself, inability to comprehend. Immediate medical attention is required to deal with a stroke. So what could have happened in the case of Kamath, who by his own admission did say that he was stressed? Doctors say stress is the #1 reason for strokes.
In a study, they looked at the stress in the last 12 months and they found that people who had reported increased stress at home had a 95% higher risk of stroke, and those who reported increased stress at the workplace also had almost 2 times higher risk of stroke. So all forms of stress, whether it is home stress or work stress or financial stress, has been linked to increased risk of stroke.
Exhaustion coupled with sleeplessness and dehydration and even over-exercising are other reasons.
Sleep problems, mental health problems, over-exercising, exhaustion, these are the new trending risk factors for strokes and cardiovascular diseases, apart from traditional risk factors which all we know.
A stroke occurs because of 2 reasons. One could be because of a blockage. The second could be because of the leakage of blood vessels. It's important to identify the classical signs and symptoms of a stroke that varies essentially from physical numbness, also paralysis on one side of the body, headaches, weakness, inability to comprehend, inability to keep one's balance. Identifying these symptoms is extremely important, and so is getting immediate medical attention. In New Delhi, Sneha Mordani for India Today TV.
So you saw that report. My colleague Sneha Mordani is now joining us for more on this. Sneha, Nitin Kamath is a very young guy. He's only 44 years old. Him suffering a stroke like this, it just, causes anxiety amongst many youngsters. So how do you, one, avoid something like this? Because he, of course, spoke about, exhaustion, about overworking out as well.
Absolutely. So, Palmi, first of all, Nitin Kamath is somebody who's known to be very fit. He puts out his videos of exercising regularly, known to have a good lifestyle as far as food and exercise is concerned. But he, by his own admission, did say that he was very stressed over a period of time. Loss of a parent, overwork, he's spoken about it. I'm so glad he did, because this issue has put into spotlight the problem of strokes, which is mainly caused because of exhaustion. Stress, exhaustion, we're underplaying the importance of sleep. I think that is something that we should stop doing ASAP. If you're not getting your 8 hours of sleep, you could be in for trouble. Sleep apnea, again, is one of the causes of strokes. Stress, exertion, mental exertion, and not having a work-life balance. I think that's where the conversation should be steering towards, and why it is so important to have a work-life balance. And as far as Nitin Kamath is concerned, he's spoken about the fact that there were problems and the doctors did tell him that he needs to slow down. However, the stroke, like I said, puts the spotlight on these issues, these lifestyle changes, which will actually go a long way in preventing strokes. All of 44 years of age, extremely fit. However, he suffered a stroke. It was a mild stroke. He's recuperating. But thankfully, the spotlight really is on these issues. Small lifestyle changes, which actually can go a long way.
In this case, now that he's recovering from this, what should he be doing immediately, of course? Like you speak about lifestyle changes, what should he do immediately?
The funny bit is, and I'm so glad you asked me that question, a lot of people on Twitter had advice for him, which was bordering bizarre. But I think the basic things done right is what is going to solve, I think, 90% of our problems. You don't need any special infrared, exposure. Somebody suggested that to him, and that tweet went super viral. For some people said it's quackery. Suggesting people to do bizarre things of this nature is pure quackery. I think fixing your sleep, basic sleep hygiene, exercising, knowing your body's limits, even over-exercising, many experts have spoken about it, could be leading to a stroke essentially. So these basic things done, balancing your work and your work life and your personal life, getting in your 8 hours of sleep, I think the basic things really, if sorted, will help in preventing strokes, I would say, because the underlying causes are these. These are lifestyle problems, and like I said, the basic things, the most simplest things fixed actually can go a long way in preventing strokes. And I think we are underestimating the importance of sleep. And adequate rest. So that is something that we need to talk about more often.
Right. Sneha, thank you so much for joining us.